Hello everyone and welcome back to Ladyhill. So as I said last time, we are continuing literally straight on from the last episode. You know, the ripping tractor's currently making his way to the field. I'm just getting this set up on the next field I want him to do. And we've got a couple more to set up before we set off. So if I set him off there, I'm hoping this guy's got the muscle to lift that and not end up doing a wheelie. Oh, I think the front weight's... What's this front weight? Have I got a heavier one? 600, right? So I think a bigger front weight, especially since I lost my chainsaw at that thing. I think a bigger front weight's going to make all the difference there. So let's start off by spending more money. I haven't actually really used that, so that's not worked properly anyway, but 3.3 tons. I don't think we need it to be quite that heavy, do we? I'd rather it be in this one though, just because... That's 2.5 tons, so that should be a little bit more suitable. For it. Excuse me. Yeah, that's keeping it a bit more on the level. Big beefy weight that, isn't it? It's great to see. Probably would match the fact checking of a classic green. We probably would match it slightly if it wasn't the tracked one so dirty. I'm tempted by that, you know. That would be great for running like the things around with. That little trailer we have for fertilizer and so on. So he's gonna get stuff there. He's doing what he needs to do there. Well, this guy's on his way back to the field. So field 83 is huge. By far the biggest field we own. Not one of the biggest on the map, there are some far bigger on this map, but it is one of the really big ones. So this has got our work cut out. This is why we have like the bigger seeders and stuff. So we can get through fields like this quite a bit quicker than... But I'm going to start doing this myself. Look at the amount of lines on that. This is a pretty wide ripper. Nice. I don't need create fields. I'm not planning to make new fields. This thing appears to be alright until we hit the uphill parts, so we should get through this. The idea is, I think this field, you see there we've got these three nice big oat fields going in. Obviously got our 2 barley, our wheat. 10 and 83 I'm planning to make sorghum, and that's spinach. Which I can't plant till tomorrow, so that's going to give us a chance to get these fields sorted. Don't think I've got the ability to lime it, don't think I've got the time, but... I quickly rented a spreader and did it, but that seems a bit... There's a lot of hassle for what I don't think is a gigantic amount of gain. Anyway, this just gives us the ability to... Here these are sorghum. Okay, the sorghum mainly rustic as probably chicken food. Means that I don't have to worry about selling all the wheat and the barley when the prices are good. Okay, the fact that it's not grouping all these little cuts together is going to be freaking irritating. Means I'm doing this constantly. But we should be able to get this done. And once this feels... Wow, look at the Look at the hump in that. What was he said? I've never really noticed that. But look at the undulation. That is very indicative of maps of this area of the world being quite. We're not talking about the flat lowlands of England here. We're talking about the Irish rolling countryside. And don't get much more bloody rolling than this. Hopefully that's not so bad that it causes our seeders a problem. We'll find out when we get it here. I'm kind of worried because this is usually where it looks like, yeah, I would say he's got stuck like the other one did. Yep, he has. Move you over there. Move you a bit further over there. So that's doing an excellent job now. Right, so let's sort you out, hopefully. Well, it had until you did that, you absolute muppet. You're not blocked by an object, I'm trying to help you out. Right, do that. Honestly, God, it's like babysitting toddlers at times, I'm sure it is. Not that I've ever done such a thing, but I can imagine just how bad it would be. So this field needs ripping, and then we can set off and see what other jobs need to be done. Please, sit back, enjoy. It's so irritating how little that had left when it ran out of fertilizer, folks. Literally, the 200 litres that was left in the other thing was enough to more than finish it. It was literally like less than 20 litres short, which is so irritating, but what can we do? That's the way it is sometimes, at least. So let the AI get on and do its thing there. Meanwhile, I may as well just finish this off to kill time, because until that roller's done, we can't just get the entire road on all these fields, that's the problem. I keep wanting to try and I'm hoping eventually I'll do enough to get rid of that pallet. Let's say. I completely lost track of what I was going to say there, which is good for me. But yeah, I don't want us to get the night till those fields are rolled because you can only roll just after planting, and as soon as I skip, they're going to skip the first stage of growing. Oh, that was a canola. I said canola. Sorghum. I said I was going to put sorghum on 10 and 83. Yes, I need a different planner for that, don't I? Forgot that at the time. Well, it's not a big deal, I mean. I can see how much one's going to be to rent. The temptation is kind of as well to maybe think about. Yeah, look, you see, so we can use something like that. Thing is you kind of sell. That was a lot of money, was that thing? I mean, that's used like 25% off, and it's still 50k for not a huge amount of working with, and certainly not a lot amount of litres. Now I can boost that by sticking a tank on the front. It's no trigger work. I mean, was that? It was fertilising as well, which is good. Yeah, we can boost the seed uses. We can boost the seeds by putting a tank on the front of it, which will give you a bit more capacity. I'm going to ignore the thingies for now because I can just go straight across here like this myself. So even though that field needs rolling, it has been now been fertilised. Let's go back over and follow that. I mean that's 6 meters per 44,000. What's his horsepower? 150. So it would be useful on pretty much every tractor. The little Deutsch and all that would all be able to use it. So it's tempting. It's also a machine I've not really used before, which also tempts me because it's nice to show you guys some different machinery. So we may go and sort that once I've done this. I suppose what I probably should do is swap the Agri King with one of these other tractors for now, just because I don't think it's slowing it down overly, but it could be. I'm sure this thing, because if you look at the colour change, the spread's wrong, so I think I'm actually setting this working with a little too short. I'm going to leave it for now, because at least it's too short, not... If you leave it too long, that's when you start missing bits. At least this isn't missing anything. I also noticed that the field that we'd planted spinach on, because I didn't roll it, because I didn't rip it, it's going to need hoeing. We do own the hoe, luckily, so that's no big deal. And the only field now left to fertilise is the one that it's still rolling, so we're waiting on him. See, he's getting on with that. So I'm going to go put I'll park this over here for now. If we do this quickly, we'll catch him before the salesman goes on break again. If I take this back, okay, so we can't add. Like I say, it'll be pretty easy to add an extra tanker to the front. Shame there isn't a tank, because I mean, a lot of these, like seed tanks, the capacity's like 3,000 litres, which is good. But how nice would it be, and if there's a modder out there watching this and you fancy a project, a tank which held like an extra 1,500 litres of each, either side by side or probably lengthwise, because side by side in real life would give you weight distribution issues, I'm pretty sure of that. But yeah, if there was a tank which allowed us to have, say, one side of it fertilised, the other side seeds, so you had the boost for both, would be really good. So say, we'll part this up. And then just for a change, we'll head to the store again. Okay, this thing doesn't have a front weight on, which is good because it means I can pick up the tank is. Yeah, this yard, despite me having a title, this yard is getting quite cramped and crowded. So, is there anything I don't need? Is there anything here that I could sell? Not really. Everything that's here I've got here because I've got a purpose for it. That's the problem. I suppose, you know what? I don't like the fact I'm doing this, but I'm going to sell the 4 stack just because I did the stacking manually. I've done it. I think I would much rather use the auto load for now, just for time purposes, so you guys can see a bit more entertainment, not just watching me. But obviously, we're still going to manually handle bales in the yard for loading up the TMR mixer, the cow food mixer, which reminds me actually. Probably going to want to update, bring on a bit more cow food, so we'll deal with that shortly as well. I wonder if they've actually run one of the straw things run out. Yes, it has, so I can reload both of those. But yeah, I'm going to still use manual for that, so I'm still going to have the John Deere telehandler. I was thinking most of the time now for field pickup I will just auto load them. Yes, this little 4 stack, it was a great machine, it was so great to use it. It still, to me, serves a real good purpose. So I would much rather spend the time to do that than to pick them up one at a time with a forklift. But so then we're buying this. I'm also going to grab a seed tank. There's that little 9,000. Oh, so, yes, that one there. I'll purchase it because it can be used for either of our machines. And I'm going to do a purchase while I'm here. 2 seed and 1, for now 1 fertilizer, because I don't think this thing will take a lot of fertilizer. Might do, but doubt it. Oh, I can feel it trying to lift the tractor. Oh, the pipe actually works. Like, if you get the right models, then the pipe actually does its thing as well. Yes, that's fertilizer 200 litres. Wow. So as you see, that's going to be ready for us to plant. Sorghum, we don't have for sunflowers. What does it give us the option to do? Obviously corn, sorghum, sunflowers, soybeans, sugar beets, cotton, green beans. That's actually not bad. So I'm hoping that's the Agri King. Yes, it is, right, so. Diesel level, I'll tell you what. No, actually no, that's not going to work, is it? I was going to say send you back to the farmyard, but what I'm better off doing is actually getting you to do that field and me grabbing the Fent back round. You know, Fent back round to come and... That's all these fields then sorted. The only ones left to sort will be the 2 that we haven't yet dealt with. What a silly place to put a gate. In a gate hole. So he's actually getting on better than I thought he would. Well, this guy can finish this and then... So next time the method will be planting that massive... Certainly that big soybean field. It's going to be my main priority is that big soybean field. And then once we've done that, we can then look into the little one over here. The one we've got at the back here, field 10. This isn't going to take me long at all, which is great. And this is getting these fields just perfect conditions. Should give us the best possible yields. So as we can do, we made the more. This is where we made the money. Doing this, taking this time. I think I've got time to spare here. I may just go and sell some manure because the manure on this is. Yeah, the manure got like 150,000 litres, which is insane. I think if I go and sell some of that after I've topped up the TMR and the oh, I hate it when a simple word like that just escapes you. You know it, but it's just you've got to give your brain a second to process. It's almost like buffering. Sometimes that my brain and my mouth don't have the best internet connection between them, which would explain quite a lot, to be perfectly honest. Oh, I think if I'd have started in the right spot, I got this done in one. Let's go back and just do a little bit at the end there. Just a little bit over here that were missed. I don't know if the game actually shows them as missed, but there we go. So this newbie with this front weight's brilliant. So yes, like I say, I'll quickly go. I'll do a TMR top. I will make sure there's a store top, and then if we've still got time, which I think we will have because he's still going to be messing around, may do a manure sale or two. At least that gives us a chance to get we may even end this episode still today, so that will be next day will be all about planting these two big fields. I mean, my plan was to buy this one. Now, what's the useful land? 8.84 versus... Yes, we've ended up actually with a bigger field than the one I originally planned. The reason I didn't go for 35 was I watched the AI fight with it, and it really sort of made me think I don't want to be dealing with that. Every goddamn plant, harvest, everything else. It just didn't look like it would be much good, so I decided to change my tact a little bit. I would say it appears to have worked out for me. Didn't intend that to fall over backwards, but okay. I said, I'm going to go and fill the TMR up. I'll grab a load of bales to fill the store blow up as well. Thanks to having that weight on the front with this thing, I can basically do spins with it. That's awesome. Okay, the extra visual thing on cows is making it look a bit mad in there. As you guys know, we now have the babies in there as well. So we've got six-month-olds, so they're getting on. These guys are getting towards reproducing again. Obviously, there's no... the milk production's not going to increase till they get to adulthood. Once they do... Once we get to the point where we're producing a full tank of milk a day, where things will start getting pretty insane. So we'll take a full trailer of this. As we run alongside, we can't do it till we do that. I want to do another full cut before I start doing anything with that, so we're a little bit off there yet. And if we use the new cane trailer to go and sell a load of manure, it's not going to hit us a lot of money. I mean, I can show you on the time saver. I mean, all that lot's going to make us like 14 grand. It's not a lot at all. However, it just gets rid of it. That's kind of where I'm at. I just want to get rid of it because then that way it's not... I can't remember. I don't think it affects the animal health if it's too full. And if it does, I luckily have it. It's quite a high capacity, so it shouldn't be a problem. But at the same time, I just don't want it. Don't want to risk it. I have loads of straw bales now, so at least that isn't an issue. Although my shitty driving causing them to spin around might just be. Okay, I don't know if you saw that. Vehicles removed? What? Right, that lines up with what happened to us once before, if you remember. Diesel level low, so I'm not going to be able to drive this thing away until I fill the diesel on it. So what I'm going to do is actually put a diesel pump down at the store. I'm sure I have one somewhere. The blue pump I've definitely got there, that's the electric pumps. Do I not have just like a modded diesel container I need to put it under? If I put this like down here, at least it's giving me a fuel pump somewhere around here. So I can refill this, send him back to the field he was working in, which was field 6. We can get on with our jobs. So I'm buying this fuel, but then again, I think our fuel tank on the farm is pretty low anyway, so we're probably about ready to buy some more. I'm guessing it's a glitch that causes it to, I don't know if you guys sort of saw it, but there was definitely a lag spike. It caused me to chuck bales everywhere that I'm now going to have to sort out. So I apologise for the use of super strength here, but when the game derps me like that, I feel a lot less bad about doing it. And like I say, we'll send our tractor back to finish the job he was on with. I'm gonna put these into the into the straw blower now. And I say we'll do a couple of sail runs of manure just to get rid of some of that pile. It's gonna get to the point it's gonna start getting in the way when we're trying to work in there. I didn't want to do that. Put you in here for now, then you're out of the way. How much do we actually have in here? 300 litres, so yeah, so we don't have a lot. Luckily just dropping them in doesn't make them go into like production in there, which is good. Sorry guys, I know this seems like Christmas for you, but trust me, you'll prefer if I do what I'm meant to do with it. I do love how he just disconnects, he just keeps going. Which of our trailers is bigger actually? I was going to just use the new cane because I assume that's the biggest one, but I honestly don't know that. It is the cane by about 2,000 litres, so yeah, the idea is we're going to use this just to run hopefully 2 or 3 manure runs. I'm going to assume my BGA will take some. Yeah, so I can send the first load to the BGA, I suppose, and then just sell after that. No, we sold all the digestate, didn't we? So that's not an issue. There's this late evening sun bastards. Really getting a little job done. Those jobs that you put off, you know, really need to be done, or else you're going to have problems later down the line. Hang on, I have a workshop here, don't I? I've just had a brainwave. If I temporarily stick the sides on this, that'll boost its capacity to about 40,000 litres. I don't want to use that for grain because number one, it's unrealistic, and number two, I don't want to be. You end up needing a pretty big harvester. But if I just have it on it for this, I can remove them again. Now, which is about 40,000 litres to go to now. I know you're all amazed by my elite reversing skills. It would be even easier if I hadn't left the trailer in such a place. Well, you can go back there, then you're out of the way. I realise something. If I do this, I'm not sure if this trailer's going to be able to come out of this shed. I think the trailer size might be too tall. But we're about to find out, and it should be entertainment, if nothing else. I said seating here, I didn't know that. Hang on, that bit's the workshop, so if I come back in there... I always thought the workshop was that little shed there. No, apparently it's this big one over here. Because it was seeing the John Deere. If I pull this into here like this... and I come running through here. You have to crawl to get under some of these doors. Actually doesn't cost me any extra either, which is nice. So the problem is that's going to be a lot of weight. Luckily I think the front weight's going to really come up clutch for us at this point now, because without that I think we'd be struggling. And I don't possibly have the more powerful tractors available. They're both in... well, actually they're not both in use, are they? But can't be bothered going and getting one. So like I said, I'm hoping to get a couple of these trips done. I probably will fill the BGA up first, so please sit back and enjoy. I may do actually is once he gets back his swap. The tractor it's on. Hopefully you should wait for him. Yeah, he's waiting there. Swap the tractors onto maybe this guy, then do it a little bit quicker. Obviously the light has totally escaped us at this point, so I was hoping to be sort of done by now. I'll leave this tractor out here. This tractor can be good for... Because how much did he get done before? You got very... So it's not like... I was going to say maybe he clipped a fence, but then when you look at where he finished on the field, it was nowhere near any fences, so... I really don't know what's causing it. Whether it's a... Was it rolling last time? I think it might have been. If it is, then maybe there's a problem with the roller. If it was that exact same roller, I'm thinking maybe there's a problem with that modded roller. I don't know that, I'm just trying to think now of anything, because it's just weird how that's happened twice this episode. And like I say, when you look at where it was on the field, it wasn't in a position where I would think it would have like clipped a wall or something. Really irritating though, because that's just more time wasted, more time lost. Like I say, next episode now our main aim will be those two big sorghum fields, 83 and 10. Because really they need 83 in particular. I reckon that's going to take most of the episode just to do it ourselves. But I hate for you guys working in this low light, because I'm pretty sure you guys can see an 8th of feck all. I'm going to leave this round here and wait for him to show up. Leave the lights on, I can actually find it. This thing's lights are even worse. Just hoping by using the bigger, more horsepower tractor we can get it done a little bit quicker. I'm just going to do it myself at this point. Means we've got a really good turnaround this year. So we've got a lot of things well on. I mean, our grass, we've now got 5 grass fields, which I think may turn out to be too many. So, come next year, in time for year 5, we'll probably cut either 74 or 94 out. I think most of our crop rotations for this year with what we have, I was quite happy to keep it. Tremendous. For now, I was quite happy to keep it as it is. Does you mind the amount of time it's taken us to plant and that? We're not doing badly on terms of quantity here anyway. Let's send you home. Send that home, pick this up. Get this field done as quickly as we can. Let's not follow the focus through the forest, that's probably not a good idea. This shouldn't take me long at all, because it's not a... All the bigger fields are already done, thankfully. Especially if it gives me like this, it gives me all. Gives me plenty of corners without having to reset it, that's even better. We've got 2 big fields left planned. There's also going to be possibility of contracts and things like that if we need them, as it stands. Obviously, I'm pretty sure also the spinach fields are going to need weeding. I forgot because we didn't do the initial. I think that's going to start going weeds. So it's okay, we have the hoe. And you know, I always buy one of those because they're good for contracts, but on top of that, that should be a fairly quick fly around the field and sort out. Agri King's nearly home. I'll see what's happening with the money situation, but oh yeah, of course we're selling manure, aren't we? Come on, but I was panicking for a second. I was like, the money, the money. I don't think I clocked fully it was going up. I think I thought it was going down at first glance. I was like, oh hell, somebody's like robbing us. So he's gonna. So if he gets back in time, I might reload him and send him back again. Because if nothing else, we'll be more money ready for next episode. Obviously, the beauty now, say the brewery's just gonna work overnight, so there'll be plenty of cash coming in from that. All the biogas plant, I can set it off as well, can't I? Yeah, I forgot I didn't fill that up. I hadn't set it off yet. So all these little bits of income are what's going to help us to buy what we need. So we're going to need. So we're going to need a harvester again. I'm still so tempted by that. Oh, he's got red seats. I just think it'd be so good for towing that little trailer around. I think if we got that, we could possibly consider getting rid of the Agri King. And I think some of you are going to dislike it. I know there's a few of you I think are quite attached to that Agri King, and he's an alright tractor, but I think it's going to quickly become the one that the farm could most do without. Now, if we buy that gator, we're going to need a platform for it or something. That's the other thing. Obviously, it's coming as like a chassis cab. You ever seen anyone drift a roller before? I actually thought the shop would have been closed by now. I thought the shop sort of shut its doors fairly early, but no, it just does it at dinner time to annoy me. I was hoping to be close enough to get that edge without flipping that, but come on, thank you. I'm hoping that little bit there I don't actually need to bother with. I caught that with all the. Looks like I did. Looks like I caught most of this one as well, to be fair, but. Get it on the field for that means the fields now are like 100% yield. Are going to be the best that they sort of can be without getting into the micro detail stuff. Obviously, if we take the time to mulch and things like that, that can add percentage. But it's such a small amount that unless you happen to be doing it anyway as part of your procedure, I won't go out my way just to do it. It also gets with the stones. I mean, we could pick the stones up. Well, that's obviously just an extra step that as long as the stones stay at the small size like this, then the roller will deal with them. If the stones end up, the bigger ones, the red, the roller will not deal with them anymore, and then we will have to stone pick. Or just take the... I don't think you actually lose yield, but I'm pretty sure the it causes your implement to get damaged faster. But the Agri King is home, he's almost home, so I may as well load him back up even if we don't send him out tonight, we do it tomorrow. So that big pile of manure kind of gets in the way, so it's good to get rid of it. So I send this guy back home, I've got to park the Agri King. I think we will buy that little gator, why not? Let's treat ourselves. It's going to cost us like 10 grand with a back power for it, so it's not like it's silly money. I'll park you up. I know the tractors don't normally live here, but in typical fashion for me, when I'm not actively trying to keep the yard tidy, it ends up a bit of a... I'd left that running. If I'm not trying to actively keep the yard tidy, it ends up a bit of a shit show. That's just me. Anybody who's... might as well testify to how much of a problem that can be for me. Your bowl's still full, so you're still popping up as you need to. It's great. So his full trailer's not being a lot like 3 or 4 grand, but it's just better than it just sitting there. So See how he's got the pile so much more out of the way. That little strip, by the way, that lower 6, I've actually concreted over that, but the game can't acknowledge it properly. Here we go, the last load we're going to sell, and then that'll be us done for the day. So I say, yeah, go on, let's not talk about it, let's just do it. Let's go for the extra speed because it's free. Let's have that. Another forwards of it. Hang on, that's a front tow bar, that's cool. Right, so I don't know what's the piece what. I do quite like the red seats. So that's going to cost us 9 grand. Then we're going to have to put a platform on it. That's one we've just bought in here. 2-point lift to fuel transfer. I think just one of these will do it. Get this out of his way. Then we'll go and pick it up and bring it back to the farmyard. I just want a basic flatbed because its main job I think it could be towing that fertilizer trailer around. Then we're going to need that next time. We're going to need obviously go and plant the other field. Hoping this will fit in that gap there between the slurry tanker and the baler. It looks like it, yeah. The milk tanker is slightly boxed in right now, but that's not the end of the world. I can get away with selling milk every other day and have pretty much a tanker load, so unless I need cash, that's kind of what I'm aiming for. Right, so at least we've got like decent lighting with it. We've got decent. As you can see, so we've got a platform here that we can put, like, say, a single bag of seed on if we just need to run one out to a tractor. Or for times when we need more, it should be able to tow, and that's why I went for the front tow ball as well to help us move trailers around. It shouldn't have much problem towing that little blue trailer we have full of fertilizer. Let's let this guy pull out before we go in, just to save us having a nasty collision with him. Realize how tiny these things are. I do occasionally see them around being quite rural areas. You see little, not so much, well, I've not seen a 6-wheeler one. I've seen the newer style Gator. I've also seen a couple of the Polaris build them. Also just used for farm running around. You always notice them because they're all left-hand drive. In this country just stands out a little bit because obviously we're not used to left-hand drive machinery. Yeah, hopefully as long as he can pick that up and he doesn't like wheeling him. Look at that, no problem. And like say, if we needed to take out some seeds as well, we could always do is put that back on his wheels first, because that's annoying me the fact that I did that. Anyway, that's back on his wheels. Just grab, say, the seed pallet like this, and that can go on the actual gator itself. You can see. You know, so we've got full pallet of seeds and we've got all this fertilizer. But this is actually going to be useful because obviously next time we're going to be planting all of this. And obviously I don't think the seeder and the planter we've got there will be enough. I should get rid of that, shouldn't I? The thing is, if I get rid of it, technically I shouldn't keep the money. Because we originally put this in for. So if I get rid of it now, I'll see how much money it gives me for it. Maybe call it a little bit of a tax rebate or something. It's only 21 grand, right? So as soon as this guy gets to his sell point, we'll call it. In fact, I'll take over myself because I'll do it quicker than he will. But I just want to say, folks, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. A bit of a bumper session. We're just in a busy patch. As you know with this game, it's how it goes. Some days you're busy and all of a sudden you seem to be skipping time. But it's been really good. We're getting real good progress here. Thank you very much for watching. Please feel free to like, subscribe, share. Check out the rest of the channel, what's going on. There's a lot of great stuff right now. And I hope you'll join us for the next one. So, until then, ladies and gentlemen, please take care. And we'll see you later.